lifestyle might don't make it. Living like high every day, click waste, sipping on purple stuff, rolling up stank. Wake up in the morning, 7 o'clock, drink waste. Party, let's all get waste. Shake it for me, baby girl, do it but make waste. I'm so wasted, she's so wasted. Tell the bartender, spend 20 more cases. My alias is Gucci Mane, my name is Razor Davis. If you take the time to step in front of my shine, that time is wasted. See, I don't got time to waste. Meals I wasted with the crew. Your girl, don't she drop the low and waste this all over my trail. Back to the base, back to back. Man, I'm racing. No, I'm not my range Caucasian. Plus my gon' smoke like Jamaican. You hibernate on me, you sleepy. Gucci ain't high, homeboy, you trippin'. Still consider coke in my console, so your kid folks gon' keep drippin'. I'm whipping that cane like I'm whipping my range. Don't solo my name, just up in your game. I'ma leave this game same way that I can't waste my breath, no need to explain. 50K, I wasted it on my bracelet. Did one walk through, we made it. This way to remix with Baby Wayne and Keith and I cremated it. Rockstar lifestyle might don't make it. Living like high every day, click waste, sipping on.
That's when music was like really good, you know? Remember when music was really, really good? Now rap music has like no, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's all about wiping people's noses, and that it is not what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say they're wiping somebody's nose, it's not to help them get the snot out of their face. But anyway, what's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome. Tonight I'm having a chill live tonight. I wanted to come and talk to everybody. Today I spent 2 hours taping videos and trying to edit them to make them look a certain way, and I wasn't pleased with any of them. I don't know what that's about. I don't know, but I wasn't pleased with the quality of any of them. So I probably end up having to do them again. I don't want to just tape just to tape, but I just wasn't pleased. I don't know. I have to come up with a better format. But tonight we are going to talk about the stuff that I did want to talk about. Of course, Benjamin. No, Ben Shapiro and the Barbie situation, right? Israel is like on fire tonight. Not to mention we have soldiers. I'm gonna just have to put this down because it is annoying to like it's blown away. So we have 25,000 soldiers that went to Syria because we gotta have some serious stuff. The Carlee Russel story, if you guys have not heard about that, and Just Hilarious, which I think I'm gonna start with Just Hilarious, so you guys can see what. She's a comedian. She's a female comedian, and she's a Black comedian, and she's probably gonna get canceled really soon for these kind of comments. So, but if you're in it, if you're watching, please don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you for coming through. Let's just go ahead and get right into it, and share the screen. Say hi if you're here too, because I don't know, like. Say hi if you can. I don't want to force anything on anybody. All right. So we're gonna go to bookmarks. I'm gonna start first with Just Hilarious. Bobby Wolds. Hey Bobby, thank you for coming through. And then we're gonna talk about a few different things. Like we're just gonna talk about a few things because I just have some things I want to get off my chest, right? So hold on. I bookmarked so many ideas. I bookmarked them. Okay. So we'll start with Just Hilarious and what she had to say about the current.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up?
Okay. Warning. There's gonna be a little bit of cursing, but this is what she had to say about the current trans climate. Okay.
Who the fuck is gonna stand up for us? Who the fuck stands up for us? And us, I mean women, real women, biological women, women who were born with all the parts that you guys wish that you were. When does the delusion stop? What is the difference between you and someone who has been diagnosed to be mentally insane? What's the only difference is you don't have a straitjacket on. Stop talking out your fucking ass.
Sorry.
Wake up. How are you projecting your anger on real women, because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth. We make y'all people. We make y'all. Y'all come from us. You can't be us. You will never. You're chasing something you'll never, ever get. You'll never be that. The fuck is gonna stop?
I am very happy that she said this. I'm proud of her for saying this. People are mad at her already for saying this. You can tell that, like I said, the trans climate, it is now, it's bleeding out into like Instagram and places like that, you know, where she's talking about this. And a lot of people are going to see this comment. Of course, a lot of people have their own reactions to it. Shout out to Atreus for being in the comments. You have these responses like whoever this guy Matthew was saying, you can stand up for women by not putting others down. This would have had a better effect if she didn't try to throw shade at the same time, but she can't help it because she's always on edge. No, she's tired, she's annoyed of hearing birthing persons or being told that she has to accept the fact, this delusion that men have periods. What is this world? What is this world? And this conversation, yes, it is ongoing. It is always going to be ongoing. We should always point it out. We should always point at it, laugh at it, mock it to shame, because the minute you start saying, oh, we're still talking about this again. Like I see people who say, oh, we're still talking about this. We're still talking about this. Well, yeah, the minute you don't talk about it, then the lie gets to spread out. The people who are telling these lies, they don't care how many times they have to say it. They're going to keep telling you. They're going to keep telling you, like, I'm a woman. I'm a whole man, but I'm a woman. You know? So yeah, she got tired of it. She made that comment. Like, and it's funny how they can say they're a woman, but we don't know what a woman is when it's time to talk about a real woman. And I don't know what the cis thing is, you know? So she got mad. What's up, Gap After Dark? Thank you for coming through. Like I said, she got mad about it, and it is what it is. I am a female, and it's a fact that only individuals who are born as females can experience menstruation. Throughout history, there has never been a case where an individual born with male genitalia has undergone the physiological process. It's crucial to put an end to this. Like, they late to the game. They told them it's crucial to put an end to this. This has taken over already. They're writing legislation for it. I mean, they're taking kids out of homes. They're taking kids out of their homes if their parents don't go slice and dice them up and give them poison, right? So to put an end to this, okay? Misleading notion and refrain from underestimating people's intelligence. It is scientifically established that men cannot menstruate since they do not possess the necessary reproductive organs, namely ovaries and uterus, required for ovulation and menstruation. However, it is worth mentioning that men may undergo fluctuation in mood due to effects of testosterone. I don't care, but that's not what we're talking about. It's irritable male syndrome. Man, get out of here. Stop feminizing men. You know, yeah, okay, they might have a chemical imbalance. Stop, don't make it, stop giving everything a name. Like, you know, I'm sorry, as a nurse, and I know there's diagnoses and everything, but everything doesn't need a name. Everything does not need a name. Don't even try to equate anything, equalize anything that a man may have going on with his emotions, right? For whatever reason, he may be going through something. Don't try to equate it to female anything, okay? Don't. But even the scientific explanation, though, it's not going to be enough. There is going to come a time where people are going to have to stand up for God and say, because God created man and woman, because they will put a uterus in a man one day. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. They're working on it. I don't know how they haven't yet. They already did uterine transplants for women who can't carry a baby, with their uterus or whatever, because they probably have like a lot of scar tissue inside or whatever. So they already did uterine transplants. So that's not going to be enough one day. Believe it or not. It's not. It is easy. We could transplant a heart, lung, eyes, whatever. So we could do that, a uterus. Then I've been asked, well, how would they even have the baby? Hey, give them a C-section. But I would hope the Lord would be like, just crack the sky. I'm sorry, God, forgive me. There's certain things where I see it, I'm just like, you know what, maybe God would just be like, all right. They did too much. Go ahead, correct the sky. I'm coming back. Like, and this nonsense right now because these people are insane. I didn't make these kids for them to be acting like this. Like, seriously, keep playing around with serious stuff. Um, and then okay, so this boy, yes, this boy is his name is Hope Giselle, and he's explaining something. This man is constantly telling a woman that that a woman should how a woman should feel about something. Okay, let's see what Hope Giselle has to say.
I find it funny that people are even asking questions about who stands up for cisgender women when you have men that are out here killing us based off of the opinions of cisgender women every single day.
No, you see how the man, I'm telling you, see, black folk wake up, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's about the trans now. You heard what he said? He said that they are ending them based off of, I don't do the cis thing, but based off of me, based off of natural women. Oh, wow.
Cisgender women are not under attack from the fact of the matter that there are some delusional trans women in the world, just like transgender women are not under attack because there are some cisgender women who believe that we are the devil incarnate.
I might believe, okay, all right. Okay. Now, natural born women and natural born men are under attack by the legislations that are being put out here if we don't accept these terms to take away our livelihoods, to take away our schools, to take away our children from us. Yes, people are under attack by this. Wake up.
The end of the day, that was the opinion of one person. And instead of having conversations where y'all talk about the nuances of the fact that one person should not be the spokesperson of the entire community, y'all love to use moments like this to share your real thoughts about how you really feel. And what you really feel, Jess, is that despite how many conversations that you've had with anybody, whether they've been good conversations, bad conversations, or indifferent conversations, you don't fuck with the girls because at the end of the day, your trauma tells you that a lot of motherfuckers see you as one of the girls. And so to continuously separate yourself from us, you have to go on these tirades every now and again to prove that you are a real woman. If you own womanhood...
No, Hope, stop that, okay? I know what you're trying to say. Oh, because Jess Hilarious has been like when she, doesn't have her weave, they say that she look like a man. Yeah, but she's still a woman. Who doesn't matter. Okay, people have their jokes. Trust me, Jess is not concerned about the fact that maybe I might possibly be a man. Is that what? Hope? No, she's not. She's making a point that any normal person could understand, and you're threatened.
Move in that, sit in that, because it's unshakable. Obviously, you're shaken. Stop being shook.
What? A horse? God forgive me. Tonight, you know what? Today, seriously, I think that's why the videos, I didn't like how they were coming out because I was on the thing. I was recording them and I was like, because I can't talk about the truth because of and I was just like, yo, you sound too angry. Like, redo them because this is not you. Like, I'm, but it's just, it's annoying. Like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. He is cosplaying as a woman because, and you know how he's completely cosplaying as a woman because all of that you see, but he carries the male genitalia. How do I know? Because he was on Jazz Jennings' show, I Am Jazz. He was on that show, and Jazz's brother, Sander, who is going to one day have a nervous breakdown that'll be so terrible. I mean, may God get him through it, but that boy is lost. Okay, I don't know who's worse between him or Jazz, but anyway, he was trying to show that he's not transphobic. So he was in the jacuzzi with Hope and stuff, and they were flirting and everything. And then Hope, okay, this guy says to Sander, I feel less feminine when my package is bigger than my partner's package. What kind of conversation is that? I've never had that happen to me. Tell me about it. Women go through this, right? It's a weird conversation. That's what Hope said, the Sander. You know what I mean? I feel like that feel less feminine because if his package is small. And what that meant was he was basically telling them like, so it ain't going down because Sander started looking down and then he was looking at this horse and he was like, well, I know mine is definitely smaller. So it was crazy. Okay. It was crazy. right? Yeah, you're not a woman. You're not. You're not. I don't know why y'all get so mad about that. You know? Let's get to the chat. Let's look at what the chat is saying. It is absolute clown world. No, actually, let me show you this other girl who decided to respond to Just Hilarious, and it's irritating.
For periods, we the only one that fucking bleed, honey.
Sorry for
we the only ones that can give birth.
How do we gatekeep something that we were never really included in or a part of?
Here we go. So I want you to. Okay, so wait.
Because these versions.
Okay, so before this personality starts, let's take a look. Let's assess, right? So what we have here is all right, bet I'm about to bring you up. What we have here is full borderline personality control. Or disorder in effect by the presentation. Hold on, let me bring Justin in. What's up, Justin? Can you hear me?
Yep. I don't really know what you're talking about, so don't stop for me. Just keep going and I'll jump in.
Because because people are mad at Just Hilarious, who is a comedian well, let me show you the beginning of this video, and then it'll make sense to you exactly what people are mad at her about.
Okay.
Are you projecting your anger on real women? Because we are the gatekeepers. We are the gatekeepers for periods. We the only one that fucking bleed, honey. We the only ones that can give birth.
How do we gatekeep something that we were never really
before this weirdo starts? So you see what was happening, right?
Of course, yeah.
So she was talking about she was saying who is going to start protecting real women, and and then it went on like that, and then of course there's people who are mad at her for saying that. It is insane, and so now this psycho is going to respond. Like I was saying, guys, assess the appearance. There's 2 nose rings. When you see 2 nose rings on a female, run the other way. Seriously, yes, yeah. Because it's the septum and the side is too much. The presentation of this shirt that is being worn that way on purpose, that is not how they made the shirt, but all for attention. Just look at this face. It's all for attention. And let's listen to how they connect this to racism, of course.
In or a part of. Because these versions of femininity and womanhood and gender, Black women were never really invited to that club. Not for real. They don't think of us when they think of those versions of femininity and womanhood, because gender is a colonial construct, not just a social one, a colonial one. And what I mean by that is these different gender expressions and sexualities and gender identities existed in Africa pre-colonialism. And I know you guys do not like to listen to that, so you don't have to listen to me, right? Because there's an article on JSTOR right now called The Deviant African Genders That Colonialism Condemned. And it says, with what the slave trade and colonialism implied, these transgressive gender performances became the target of the Inquisition. The church disseminated the message that individuals who did not conform to their idea of men and women could be a bad influence on Christian colonial society. One more modern example, I got you. Since we're talking about biology, go ahead and ask Caster Semenya and all the other Black women athletes who've had medals taken away, told that they can no longer perform in their sports because their biology, their testosterone exists outside the realms of womanhood. Don't even get me started about Black women being masculinized and told they look like men. Sierra, Meg Thee Stallion. What is y'all's goal? Because people are dying. People are dying. And you want to talk about periods and uteruses and being able to have children, which, surprise, surprise, there are cis women now who don't have periods, who can't carry kids, who can't.
But they're still women. They're still women, okay? The organ failed, but they're still a woman. And this is the type of talk that irritates me because the concept of gender is a colonial. There we go. It's always this discussion of, well, the white man, you weren't. They didn't add you into their description of what a woman was. That's never been for us. Y'all need white people to like everything. You need to be white people live in certain people's heads rent free. It's like, well, the white man didn't invite me, so I'm not it. It doesn't make sense. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Anything?
I don't think that white people are the ones that tell Meg Thee Stallion that she acts like a man. I think she just acts like she just acts masculine, And I wouldn't even say that white women are like the pinnacle of femininity. I think it's more like Asian. Like if you actually come from like an Asian country, like Japanese or something, like those women are like probably the most feminine out of all of them. And since before I even knew what racism was, we used to like talk about how Black girls would show up to school and just instantly be loud. Like, I'm like, dude, it's 6:30 a.m. how do you have this much energy to be loud? And they're always like eating hot Cheetos and honey buns and like screaming their heads off. It was like, it's not really racist, right? It's just like, it's just the truth.
Yo, it's funny you said that. Now, first off, what you just gave though was a very intelligent answer as far as like the Japanese women and all that. Her behavior right here doesn't even deserve that. Her behavior is the result of liberal arts education or something, I guess, for 2 years of community college. I don't know, because everything goes, like, oh, the colonial white man Christian. I never heard none of that growing up, never.
Yeah.
So they make this stuff up. Oh, there's this article here. What, somebody wrote an article, so now it's true. But what you just said about black girls being loud, I'm cracking up. Because you just took me back all the way to when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. And me and my best friend, we were walking down the hall, something happened. And God, I think she like walked into, I don't know what happened. I think she walked ahead of, or like crossed, cut this white boy that was walking behind us. I'm saying white boy because I can't remember his name now. And he said something like, black girls always something. She turned around and was like, what you say about black girls? So it was like this whole thing, and I was like, oh my God. I was 17.
Look, there's nothing like inherently bad about being more masculine, about being more loud. It's just the fact that when you acknowledge the truth, like people get so offended.
Right.
It's like, it's not my fault.
No. It's funny that you brought it up because, and I'm thinking about it because like, it was like, but let me tell you how our generation was though. After that whole thing, like it was this thing in the hallway. It was louder, everything. So, but then all the black guys was coming up. They were like, "What? Who said?" I forgot I think his name was like Matt or something. They were like, "Matt said that." I don't even sound like, man, he cool. He's so cool. And then later on, he came by and he was like, "Listen, I really didn't mean it like X, Y, Z." And she was like, "I know. I mean, I did get a little like bygones." And they were like, we were all, they were cool for the rest of the year. Like that's how we,
there was never like in my high school, and I don't know if I think this is probably uncommon because even in like, well, if you look at the prison system and everything, it's, they get separated by race, like, immediately, like seriously. In my high school, it was never really like that, like, and I come from mostly, well, not, I want to say mostly, but more than normal black population city. So there was, it just wasn't really like that. And it was a smaller high school, so we were pretty close knit. But still, like you could see that there's differences in cultures, and there always will be. It's like the Asian girls will never act more ghetto, like they just won't. The white girls will, and then the black girls, like they show up to school already eating hot Cheetos and yelling, and that's just like how it was.
You ain't saying that. My best friend, she just texted me because she's watching. She said, "She like, Lil, that story is so embarrassing now." And his name is Jesse. Yes, and he was a cute little white boy too. Like he was really cool. We really didn't have those issues growing up too, but yes, there were cultural differences. There simply were, and it was cool. Like, and what's funny, but in the lunchroom, because our school was kind of bigger. In the lunchroom though, we did separate. Like there was the Asian table, but it wasn't like the black or white table. It was more like the goth table.
Yeah,
but I just used to walk around all the tables and talk to them.
There was like it was kind of, for us, it was more like separated by sports, I guess. That's like the friends that I had were like this, the athletes, because I was an athlete, so it was more like the base players who just happened to be mostly white, and then like the football players who happened to be more black, basketball players pretty much all, so it was stuff like that. I don't think it was, and then but we would always like interact with each other. It was never like segregated or anything.
Nobody even thought twice. We just didn't think like that. Like we didn't.
It's crazy. People don't start thinking like that until they get brainwashed in college. I swear that's what it is.
And thank God for like me and my best friend. We didn't go to like a traditional, because I might, who knows, right? Because I did get like a little ideological later on in life. Gladly, thank God. I always say God snatched my heart back, but they start you off with all that theory, and it wasn't no like critical race theory or gender theory. It was just theory, period, and where you're like canceling out reality for like thoughts. I don't know, but I was good at it, whatever it was. So I'm like, thank God. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows where I would have been? It would have been crazy, but Yeah, man. I mean, and it's just funny that we can even talk about stuff like that, like on a cool note. I remember in middle school, actually, though, there was like a quick race riot, if you will. It was like,
In
yes,
middle
like,
school.
yes, I know. It was like, I went to a school like that was a little bit more in the hood for middle school. My high school was like not in the hood, you know, but everybody, but it was so back in the day, like you didn't even feel like you was in the hood. But there was this black kid named Alvin, and I remember these names. And then there was this Cambodian kid named Nah, but Nah was cool. Like he never talked, you know. But something happened. Somebody shoved somebody in the hallway, and then they started fighting. So then but then it was ongoing, and the black guys was on Alvin's side, and all the Cambodians was on like Nah's side, and then they were fighting down the street. But the dean, he got a wind of what was going on, and so he had the next day he pulled us all into the auditorium. He had a big like meeting. He said, y'all out here tripping, like, come on, what are y'all doing, fighting like this and this, that, and other. And then he made them both come on stage and talk out their differences, and then everybody was cool. It was like nothing happened. It just was so different back then. Like you could solve conflicts with talking, you know.
Yeah, and now it's like we're talking about how they get brainwashed in college. That's probably stopped at like my generation. Now you get brainwashed from when you're 6 years old. As soon as your parents buy you an iPad, that's when you're getting brainwashed on TikTok.
Okay. So. Speaking of TikTok, so let me see who else I got in the chat here. So Gap After Dark came through. But introduce yourself just in case of anybody else, because there's other people watching who's not in the chat. Let us know who are you. Hello? Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, I'm like, okay.
I muted my mic for a second. I was
like, I'm over here like, I don't know how to work this thing. No, introduce yourself though to the audience.
Yeah. So my name is Justin. Well, was Justin is Lost. Now it's Justin Reloaded. Hopefully it'll go back to Justin is Lost. My channel recently got banned, but I started a new channel already called Justin Reloaded. So if anybody wants to go check it out, you can search up Justin Reloaded and find it, or I'm over on Rumble at Justin is Lost with no spaces. I post all my videos over there as well.
Awesome. Yes. So, and yes, that is what happened. Justin's channel, Justin had like, not to keep, I feel bad because like we keep telling the story, but we should. Like I know it's like
it's all good. I'm kind of over it now.
Okay. All right. Because I'm telling you, I was on another space telling them like, the censorship is happening. My friend Justin lost his channel. Like, I mean, because and I tell people like, go on YouTube. It's called Justin Reloaded. But yeah, Justin had over 58,000 subscribers and on a clean bill, like no blemish whatsoever. They just nuked his channel.
Yeah, it's sad, but it is what it is. All I could do is keep going.
But Justin is killing it because he's been on a press tour all week.
I have. I was supposed to go on a stream late last night, and I messaged the guy. I was like, dude, listen, I'm drained. I've been doing so many streams, and he was like, it's all good. Like he was planning on canceling anyway, so thankfully that worked out. But
yeah, because Saturday it was like every time I on my YouTube, your face is on somebody's thumbnail, like Justin's coming. I was like, all right, bet I'm gonna watch the stream that you did with Zax and Placid and Copa and everything.
Yeah,
my stomach was hurting that.
Yeah, that was a fun stream.
Y'all had me dying. Like, Placid is hilarious because he sounds so. I mean, like I don't want to say nerdy, but he has like a straightforward talk, right?
Yeah.
But he kills it with the one line. Like his jokes are savage. I'm like, he's very hilarious.
It's weird because I don't know exactly like what I'm stepping into and how like edgy I can get with the jokes and everything whenever I go on different streams, because there's just no way I can consume everybody's content. But yeah, it was fun because once I realized the jokes that they were making on that stream, I was like, okay, I can actually let loose a little bit. Yeah. They're not gonna get offended if I make some jokes. So
you knew Flaccid though.
Yeah, I knew him. Yeah, well, I kind of knew Zax as well, but not as much.
Yeah, I haven't streamed yet with Zax, but I've been on his like chat and everything. But his jokes are hilarious too. So I knew you were in good company when I saw that that you were going to be there. So and Jason says he saw you on Ryan.
Yep.
When was this? Did I see you there?
Ryan, Roger, that
Oh yeah,
stream
right.
that was the first stream that I did that day.
Yeah. With the British chat.
Yeah.
That it was fun to listen to that too, because he's so like proper talking, and
Yeah.
not that you don't, it's not yet.
No, it's all right. I sound ghetto. I know. Everybody always says it.
You don't sound ghetto, but he's British, so it's like, and Justin, well, we have, I don't know, I'm like laughing to myself. Like,
and then going on Hypnotic stream Saturday too.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I saw that too. I'm not gonna be there because I have to work, but
Damn.
but I saw it. But I will be watching. I saw that. I thought that was awesome too that you'll be there. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to contribute much because I know they talk a lot about like Hollywood and everything, and I'm just not watching any of that stuff ever. So
they don't watch it either.
Oh, they don't.
Hypnotic did not watch Barbie. He doesn't. It's not that he watches.
Well, watching. The thing is, I'm not watching Oppenheimer. I'm not watching Barbie. I'm not watching anything that comes out.
Yeah, I don't think like maybe probably a couple of them probably seen Oppenheimer. They don't. It's not that we see the movie when we talk about it. We mostly talk about like the
reaction. Like,
yes, yeah, there you go. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like I'm not. You'll be fine. That's gonna be fun. So. Be happy to watch that. Speaking of, all right, so Prime the Godfather, thank you for coming through. Prime says Shapiro doesn't like Barbie, he actually hates it, and I dislike it. So Prime,
he loves that money from it though.
I know, right? That's the thing. I was like, but Prime is going off on the thumbnail. I know he doesn't like Barbie. I did that just to be funny, but hold on. I wanted to show you guys one other thing, just so much on the news or whatever. I know you did a video on this. This was not what I was going to talk to you about.
Today you showed up fully presenting
I did.
as a woman.
I did.
Are you there, Justin?
Yeah,
okay.
Because I am a woman.
I am. You see this face?
Oh.
She heard.
Take a moment on that. Like, how does that feel publicly saying in front of cameras that you are a woman?
To even say it to some of the closest friends, it would make me like my hands shake to say it. I would get so nervous. But now I can.
Oh no. Did I lag out or
me?
What happened?
My stream froze. I don't know if it's me or if it's you.
It's probably me. Is it lagging?
Let us know in the chat if it was me or if it was Casey, because I don't know.
You know what? I got those stupid lines up. All right, it went away.
It's good now.
Thanks for letting me know.
Being able to accept myself and being able to look in the mirror and say, yes, you are a woman.
With that big ass Adam's apple poking out of your neck.
Right? And like all of it, like let's just look at this face that is telling us, hold on. I just love the part where it's like, I am a woman. Like,
did you see that one clip of
yeah, this is the face. This is the woman. Go ahead.
Did you see that clip of him like showing his female voice for the first time?
What?
Oh dude, it's wild. I'm gonna send it to you. I have it bookmarked. It's gonna be Sneeko reacting to it, but it kind of makes it a little bit funnier. It's hilarious. Wow.
And this account is a parody account and total parody account. She says Chris Tyson came out fully presenting as a woman, and she passes perfectly. You would never guess she was assigned male at birth. Beautiful, brave, and feminine. I can't take this world. I can't. Oh my god. Yeah. Let me know when you. Oh yeah, you did send it.
I sent it. It's disturbing. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit disturbing. It's pretty demonic.
Yo, that's really the word for it though. Like as much as I joke around, it is really the word for it. Let me make sure. All right, hold on.
Hey Anthony, congratulations on buying Smosh.
Oh my god!
Let me hear it again. Wait, I'm sorry.
Hey Anthony, congratulations on buying Smosh.
Oh my god! Thank you. That was good. Thank you.
Is that the demon possessing Chris? This is the get out inside.
congratulations on buying Smosh.
Do you see how Chris just possessed himself? That was literally Satan.
Thank
Is that
you.
good?
That was good.
Guys,
Thank
reach out
you.
to him.
The
He is
most
big.
interesting part about seeing that is it felt like there was like a sparkle in your eye. Something
Yeah.
about it was like,
He saw the demon. He saw the sparkle. That's when the flash and get out happened. He just became. Oh, astaghfirullah.
You know, it's really weird for him because he knows him. So
Yeah.
even though he's being a little funny, but
He knows, but well, yeah, he was talking about how he used to follow the guy from the left on the left. He ran a really popular YouTube channel called Smosh for like like that's like an OG channel, like one of the biggest channels for a long ass time, and he just turned gay. Looks like kind of like a lesbian now. And then Chris, yeah, he knows Chris personally, so
I'm sorry. I need to just this dumb shit. I don't know why it's making
Hey, Anthony, congratulations on buying Smosh.
That is hilarious. And then this guy, he's acting like he's impressed, but deep down he's really thinking like
he started laughing and then he like tried to save it after.
I'd have to been like, y'all gonna have to cut it because I can't keep a straight face like that. This is insane. Even if I was on the left, I would be like, wait, replay it, redo it again, y'all, because I can't. That's crazy. To talk like a woman, so this is like a practice, like
Yeah. So he's talking about how he worked with like a coach on Discord. They like worked together on to develop his female voice. Like
All right.
so disgusting.
Okay. It is disgusting. Let me stop laughing for a minute and be serious because I laugh at some of the stuff, but really it's sad because he has a baby. He has a son, like, and he was putting heels on the baby and stuff that one time.
Destroyed his whole family, destroying Mr. Beast's reputation. Doesn't care. It's extremely selfish. It's almost like close to committing toaster bath.
Right.
Like, suicide. It's close to it. It's probably like one step down from it.
It is. No, it is. Matt Walsh made a comment, something like that. He was like, if I had a child, I don't think he said he would rather the child be dead, but I think he said something like he would rather be dead. It was something to that effect of what you said. And I can't remember. And everybody came at him about that. I think that, he was saying something like it's worse than death if my child is like this.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. And of course I made the video saying I agree, never edited and it never came out. But I guess because I need to stop being Tupac. That's what Tupac used to do, that with music. Anyway, Matt Walsh, everybody was like, oh, I wouldn't say that. Like, and I think even the Quarterin was like,
of course.
That's taking it.
Anytime he has to actually stand on something that's like a little bit out there, that's not just fence riding, he's gonna disagree.
Yep. And then they couldn't understand. I said, y'all don't get it. That's why, because you, for real, what he's saying, first of all, we're all going to go at some point anyway, right? So to live this life, like, it's not like he's saying he would rather his child like die tomorrow. No, but death is a natural part. Death is more natural than doing this. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah.
And this, to me, I'm not God, but I feel like if you just live like this without any type of what is the word I'm looking for? Repentance, asking for forgiveness and repentance. And I'm not God, and I'm not, I'm not saying who's going to heaven or hell, but this is some sort of damnation to me because you straight told God like you made a mistake. Like I that's how I look at it. So
yeah.
But I think having what I did say about this, I think that somebody maybe touched him when he was a kid. And because there's a part in one of these clips where he's like, ever since I was younger, I couldn't talk about, how I felt about being a woman, about being a girl. And, I had to pretend. I never saw anybody who was trans. So I had to pretend. And I started gaining weight because I couldn't be me. And I'm like, I think he was probably touched and probably was attracted to men and was probably more afraid to come out as homosexual. And then if now this is paraded around and praised, so why not he's going to do all of this now. And I think he still has a really severe mental health disorder, because when he talks about hormone replacement therapy, he makes it sound like he's taking Percocet, like,
Yeah.
oh, it made me feel so good, and I could be myself, and I could. No, that's not what it's supposed to do. It's just something that like changes your like construction. It just adds more chemicals to like make you grow parts and stuff. But it's not supposed to make you feel this euphoric feeling. So
yeah, I think I know what's going on. I think Mr. Beast, I remember, went on Logan Paul's podcast one time and said he's been approached, multiple times by people like dark figures being like, hey, we can make you a whole lot of money if you do some things for us or whatever. And there's so many people that come out and say the same thing, that they've also been approached. Pretty much everybody with money has been approached at one point or another. And Chris, in this interview, sadly I had to watch the whole thing.
Oh, you did?
I was watching Sneeko's stream and he was reacting to it. I would never just sit there and watch it. But yeah, he was saying in the interview how he was tired of being Mr. Beast number 2. Like, he always wanted to be the main guy. I'm sure he was approached by maybe some people that approached Mr. Beast and was like, hey, we can make you, the main, the star. Damn. But you just got to do this. And, he probably destroyed his family and everything because he wanted to be the star. And in this interview, he also talks about, he's like, maybe I have my own YouTube channel coming soon. Maybe I have some books being sold. Maybe I have a movie being made and stuff like that. So I think he just sold his soul because he wanted to be the star. I think it's pretty obvious.
That's crazy. I mean, it's not. I might be lagging again. This is annoying.
No, that's good.
Anyway. Oh, all right. Yeah. It's not that it's crazy. Look at me trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't hear that other part about he was tired of being Mr. Beast number 2. So I just saw a few clips. So I'm over here trying to find some childhood trauma.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's probably the case most of the time. I think that is the case most of the time. I don't think most people would be getting approached by people that want them to go through humiliation rituals and stuff. But I think Chris definitely fits that. He's kind of like the perfect candidate because he was successful. He had access to that world. But he wasn't the guy, never was the star. He was always just a guy who was in Mr. Beast videos. He was never a star.
Man, it's crazy how people are not grateful or how people take for granted what they have. I wish I could not have to clock in the work tomorrow morning and I just be like one of the girls in the video. You're still getting good money. And then why don't you then do something on the side, like write a book or something? Like, I don't know, find something else, like build off of that platform instead of, getting so delusional of wanting this big fame. And this isn't going to last forever.
Yeah. And the guy's, he was set for life. He could have just chilled out with his family, with his kid, been Mr. Beast number 2, been a multi-millionaire, been clouded up, like maybe not the main guy, but definitely clouded. He had like 1 million followers on Twitter or something, which also makes it a whole lot worse because now there is guaranteed going to be children that cut their penises off because of Chris. Like, that is 100% going to happen.
Yeah. Even if it's only one kid, it's already bad. It's terrible. Like, that's what this is about. Like, it's all to influence children and like you said, from the age of 6, as soon as they get in school, they're already, we're not going to do things like the old way, the patriarchal binary way of gender. Like, what? Yo, man, chill. Like, just teach the kids. That's it. And for real, these schools, you're seeing it more and more every day that they really are just indoctrination camps. I mean, they really want to teach kids things that are delusional and dangerous.
Yeah, and then it's like not even the direct brainwashing now. If you have somebody like Chris who's transitioning, infiltrating Mr. Beast videos, even when these kids are watching general entertainment, they're still getting hit with it because Mr. Beast is the biggest entertainer, especially in that age demographic. Right. And now Chris Tyson's going to be in those videos as a trans person, and they're going to see that transformation over time, and it's just going to normalize it even further.
And Mr. Beast knows that this is why I just feel like I think that it's been long enough where we should know how society is, where if you have like a lot of money like that, and Mr. Beast has a lot of money, invest in some trucks, logistics or something. I don't know. I just feel like I would have a whole nother thing on the side for the day I say the thing that y'all didn't want me to say. or for the day I finally say I can't agree with this stuff anymore. Mr. Beast knows he cannot really say what he's really thinking, so he has to like. Remember when he first popped up where he had a crop top on or something, like everybody was in the
yeah, I got ratio like crazy and then deleted the video.
Like, for real?
Yeah, it's gone.
They couldn't handle it. Like, it's like they didn't want to look at him. It was like, like, no sudden movement. Like, you could feel the tension. Yeah. They're not, it's just insane. So this NPC thing, I'm sorry, I am going to share this after this, that this is the last of the mindless stuff, and then we'll get into Israel and
I probably have to leave at like in maybe 30 minutes.
All right, bet. I mean, that was just fine because I'm gonna go to 11, but this I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I did not know what NPC. Remember that day when you showed me like a little bit of a clip or whatever? I didn't know what it really was. I guess I didn't get it.
Yeah.
What are people doing? Like,
I still don't get it.
Got me.
Huh?
I said I still don't get it.
Oh, okay. So that was okay.
I don't know why people are watching this, but they are.
This is insane. Like, and then it pushes.
Wait, what? In the get the elephant out. Glasses, swag, night, happy. Get the goddamn elephant.
You don't like that?
Night, swag, happy. Johnson. Oh. All right, the timing was not. Got me feeling like a cowboy. I be running time.
Hold on, I'm gonna put because I refuse to keep it. Like he has a whole.
Anyone send anything else?
Yeah.
Get the elephant out of the screen. Galaxy, really nice. God damn.
He's crying.
Holy shit. It's just elephants, bro. It's just fucking elephants. Dude, elephant, get out of here, bro. It's just elephants. It's just elephants. Holy shit, stop.
You want to see
seriously. Glasses got me feeling my thirst. Guys, there is other gifts that are probably cheaper than the elephant. Okay? It's just over and over. Like,
loser. Like, that's what you do. Walk away from the fucking phone. Like,
no, he's farming money. There's no way he's actually offended about the elephant. He just wants people to send him the elephant because it makes him money.
You think so? He had
100%.
Jumping up, and then these people are insane.
Yeah, did you see the one with the dude and his mom? His mom was like begging him to please stop.
You know what? I think I bookmarked it, but I didn't watch the whole thing.
I'm pretty sure that he also like had his mom involved. Like it was all part of the act. I'm pretty sure.
If I walked in on my child doing some stupid prostitution like that, and that's what this is, because you know the other person on the end of the phone is some big bellied like PDF file. This is gateway to disgusting. It's just gateway to more destruction, right?
Yeah.
If I ever walked in on my kid doing some shit, I don't know, man. My father would probably be like, "Get out!" Like,
yeah,
it's weird. Get out. What's up, Hypnotic? What is going on?
What up?
Society is really getting scary. I was listening to Tim Pool, and he was talking about on video games, like how they have. I don't play video games, but not that I wouldn't. I just don't. They have like voices or something where people could like kind of talk to the video game or something. I don't know, or that's where the technology is going. And he was like, he's like, I bet in a year, like you're gonna have people who aren't going to want to live the real world because they're just going to want to go like they're going to be addicted to their meta world, turn on a video game and then you're having a conversation with AI. And he was like, how long until like you could call the AI like you? And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much been happening for a while where people are just so addicted to World of Warcraft or whatever they just don't go outside. Their rooms just look like a mess. They just have like McDonald's bags all over the place. They never clean their room. Like there's a famous streamer named Asmongold who people like him because he's like that. Like he if you show his room, it's disgusting. For and real? People watch him because it's also fellow people who also have disgusting rooms because they don't leave.
I didn't know he had a discussion. I heard of him before because I heard he was having some mental health issues or something. I don't know, but
shocker. Don't go outside. You have mental health issues.
Like I don't know. Something made him, something triggered.
No, I
him.
think his mom did die or something. So.
Oh, it was something like that. It was something like that. You're right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to make a full joke. I'm going to pivot to some serious stuff. The news cycle is a little slow, which makes me, I don't want to say nervous, but I don't know. I think August is going to be fiery. I don't know. But did you hear what's happening in Israel?
No, I didn't. Oh, I saw this video, but I clicked off fast because I just saw a car running over people. I was like, oh, I don't want to see any more people die. I see that all day, but
my bad. And here I am.
No, I saw it good. I didn't know that it was actually like news. I thought it was just like random people getting hit by a car.
Yeah, it's so breaking. Israelis are now killing each other amid the recent judicial crisis. Netanyahu is dragging the colonial entity towards a civil war. He absolutely is. So Netanyahu, which is a name that I no longer can say without laughing because sorry, Kanye West did too much on Alex Jones. Did you ever see him on Alex Jones?
Oh yeah.
So anyway,
how could I miss it?
So now all I think about is like Netanyahu. It was just too much. Anyway, Netanyahu, he took the Supreme Court's powers away from them, like where their Supreme Court could obviously, like ours, like if our government makes some ridiculous law, the Supreme Court can overturn it with a case.
Yeah.
He took that away from them, and so that really kind of gives him ultimate power. And I'm not really going to read all that, but it's to the point where their military is even like quitting. Like the military was like, we're not going to serve under these conditions. And he did it anyway. Why it made me pay attention. Well, of course, because I live in America. So, I apparently have to be worried about Israel.
Yeah, we're basically, conjoined twins with Israel.
Yeah, no, or apparently I'm not a patriot if I'm like,
yeah.
if I don't, whatever. Anyway, but the problem is for me still, I'm watching what's going on over there because I'm like, well, they're gonna try that over here because I don't know,
Yeah. Well, what's crazy? As soon as I heard that you just said that, I was like, I wonder who the U.S. would back. It definitely wouldn't be the people who are trying to overthrow the government. They would probably back the side that's getting rid of the Supreme Court. They would help the Israeli government.
They have to.
Yeah.
That's what they'll say. Like, this is weird. When I have to see Byron Donald saying, we stand behind Israel or something. I don't know, whatever he was saying. What are we standing behind, though? This guy just stripped their democracy from them, right? So, but it's okay when Netanyahu does it. I'm confused. So what's that about? And I wonder if anybody is going to say anything about this in our government, because when Uganda made the anti-LGBT law, everybody was going off about it, Republicans and Democrats.
Yeah.
I don't hear nothing. Where's Mike Pence? I know he loves Israel. So what's he going to say? I don't mean to sound so snarky, but yeah, or maybe I do, because we always have to worry about other people.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of impossible at this point to not think that there's just something going on with Israel. Like, there's just, like, I understand we can't really say it on YouTube much, but the people who just completely shut it down every time you try to ask that question, it's just like at this point, how can you shut it down?
Exactly. Exactly. And it makes it worse. So that's the other thing I was saying. I made a video and I was saying that too, about shutting down the conversation. It's not good for anybody involved at all. Like, it's not good for your audience to say like, oh, we don't talk about that. And it's not good for regular normie Jewish people who, now what ends up happening is like, well, we can't talk about it because of the Jew. And I'm not saying that, right? But there are people who are going to go overboard now. When they can talk about it, they'll take it to another extent that it didn't need to go to. We should be able to have every conversation that we need to have. That's all I'm saying.
That's what happens when you shut out an idea. It becomes extreme, like, in both directions. It becomes, you can't talk about it, and that's extreme. And then the other side that is talking about it, they just get extremely extreme. Hey, have you ever seen Jordan Peterson respond to that question or get asked that question on a live stream?
No.
About the the JQ. He was asked about it, and then he pretty much was like, "That's a hell of a question," and then just babbled on about a bunch of nonsense, and then nobody really like checked him on it. And then after the stream, the person who sent in the super chat originally, the top comment on the live stream was, "Why is that a hell of a question?"
Right.
You know?
Right.
Why? Never answered it.
Like, what do these people have a magic wand? Like, I don't get it. So this clip, and let me know when you gotta go. But this clip, did you see this clip? And it ties into everything. Did you see this clip?
I did. I saw the tweet, but I didn't actually watch it.
Yeah. So she made a little song.
I'm not trying to be rude, but why can't we talk about the I didn't say it.
You see, right? It's funny, a little jokey joke, right? Of course, everybody went off. So she took
got
it
the
down.
call.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Because it's not even just that she even took down the video, and then all of a sudden today, I don't know what's going on with this girl. No, where are the tweets?
Defending Ben Shapiro.
She's like, all of a sudden, it's like she just found out about Ben Shapiro. She said, I don't like all the dogging on Ben Shapiro for seeing the Barbie movie. Ben Shapiro will forever be one of the GOATs. And him seeing that movie is fire content. And I'm like, this must be satire. I was like, she can't be serious. Like, fire content, that's very strong. Like, he can make whatever video he wants. Then here she goes, the greatest conservatives of all time, Ben Shapiro.
There's no way this is real. There's no way.
It's like, what the freak is going on? But she had Crowder here.
Larry Elder might be the only respectable one on the list.
I know. I don't even know why we like Jordan Peterson. I wish he just would have been the old Jordan Peterson, but I knew the fame would eventually go to his head because I don't know. I don't even listen to him anymore. And then she pulled away Crowder for Thomas Sowell, but I think that she could have pulled away Candace for Thomas Sowell. She could have left Crowder there.
Yeah, definitely. I put Steven Crowder. I don't know if greatest conservatives of all time, though. Like, those are just personalities, I
know, right? And now look at me going on with it, but I just thought it was weird that she even took Crowder. Like, but what is she even doing? And then we're still not done. Ben Shapiro is responsible for so many people being conservative. He's absolutely one of the GOATs of my generation. I used to watch his Owning Libs videos all the time. I'm like, yo, what's like? Because you sang that song, what's going on?
Yeah. I don't really know if I buy that he converted a lot of people to conservatism. I think he just provides good content for people who are already there, like just trashing on college, like exposing how dumb college kids are. I don't know if that's really going to turn anybody to being a conservative.
It's not, because he really.
I think what Steven Crowder did was actually a lot more effective with the change my mind stuff, because it's more, and it's more like I don't know how to describe it, more conversational. Like, it's more back and forth where the person can actually respond. It's not just like Ben Shapiro says something and the crowd erupts and the person can't even respond because everybody's laughing and cheering. It's more just like, if you have a dispute, if you have a rebuttal here, you can say it. It's like an open floor.
And Ben Shapiro, I remember he always has this thing, facts don't care about your feelings, facts don't. He doesn't say it as much anymore. I will say that he has softened up a little bit, not just a tad bit. I'm not, but I remember when Kanye was saying the stuff he was saying, Ben Shapiro was talking so fast. I was like, he's gonna stroke out if he doesn't calm down. His emotions were hurt. So I'm like, I don't know, like, it bothered you, so but this is the take that I hate with people. If Christian women trusted God, then they wouldn't have a problem obeying their husbands. I have a real problem with Pearl talking about Christianity when she didn't remember the names of Adam and Eve. I don't like people playing around with Christianity like that. I really just, I hate it. I do. I hate it the same way a Muslim hates when Muslims, people play around with Islam. Yeah. It's not a joke to me, but I know how I might sound militant, but I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't take Pearl seriously ever, because she just constantly talks about what she just said. If Christian women were to take God seriously or whatever, they would obey their husbands. She can't even get a husband. Like she never will.
Oh man, and yeah. So I mean, like, I don't know, man. So
It's
the
like
stuff.
such a grifter. I just can't stand her. Like,
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know, but then I had people saying like she's the ultimate conservative. I'm like, she doesn't even call herself that. Like, what is this label? Like, she knows what to say to y'all, and y'all beat it up all the time.
yeah, I don't get it. I just don't. I'm looking at like I tweeted that thing out earlier where I said Pearl looks like Chris Tyson, and there's so many people who are like, "Oh, come on, I like Pearl." Like, how?
The people said that to you. Oh, come on! I like.
Yes, that's the same people that like Sydney Watson. I swear.
I
It's
don't.
like, oh, woman with women parts thinks the same way as me. I must like her. It's a grift.
Yeah, it is. Sydney Watson definitely was with her. You know what? I might actually have more respect for Pearl than I do Sydney Watson. But she went off and tried to like sue the Blaze over things that to me didn't make sense. Like, oh, the super chats, they were too much. You knew what you were getting into. Like, this wasn't a problem before. I don't know. Sydney Watson, I really just look at her like I said, I have to say I might have more respect for Pearl than I do for Sydney Watson. And then she tried to call herself owning Fuentes because she was saying like, you know, a bunch of women that you talk about women a certain way, but have you even? I mean, how would you even know? Have you even been in a relationship, or how do you know about women or something? He was like, I'm talking to one right now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and she had to shut
Nick's
up.
way more red pilled than most people, like most men. Like he knows more about female nature than most men, and he has never even had sex with one. So,
right,
it says a lot.
It does.
It says a lot about the current state of men.
Yeah, it does. It really does because there's just a lot of people who, you know, there's another thing happening on Twitter. I don't know if you noticed it. I think people are just having bad takes on purpose so they can get the engagement.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, what? Like, just even other people I know, I'm like, that's not something you would have said before. Like, what's going on? And then I started thinking about, I'm like, oh, just for engagement. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not gonna, I don't know. That's not me.
I'll say some stuff to trigger some people to get them engaged, but I'm not gonna say some stupid shit just to get engagement.
Triggering is one thing, but you could tell people are flipping their thoughts on purpose just for engagement.
Yeah. Well, like the stuff that Elijah Schaefer is doing, where he's like, he's posting polls where it's like, would you rather your son be a part of the KKK or the Bloods? Yes. People are getting so mad.
They are getting mad. They are. I'm like, why y'all get so bad? Like, you know, just answer the question. I think somebody,
because it's like 70% KKK. They're so mad.
I mean, why even just have the nuanced conversation? I don't know, man. It's like, and then
well, I think that he's doing it for engagement, and I think his audience knows, so they're just like going along with the troll. They're like, let's just get this guy engagement by getting all these people triggered and vote KKK, you know?
Yeah. And people take it so serious. Like, you see, like,
yeah,
really a Twitter poll. Like, Twitter's still not real life, y'all. Like, you know, it's where the conversation starts, I will say, but it's not, you know, like the end all be all. People forget that. Like, they do.
Did you see that? This is so off topic, but Instagram banned everybody with the name Groyper. Like anybody with Groyper in their name, Instagram banned them all.
I'm not sure. Hello? Did you?
Yeah.
Hello? Oh, okay, I thought you might think that. I'm not shocked, but I'm not shocked, but I am. Yeah. Yeah. But
I bet that's coming to Twitter soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because this whole X thing, matter of fact, real quick, how do you feel about this X thing?
I couldn't care about anything less. I'm not going to lie. I'm still going to use the site exactly the same as I used it before.
Okay,
it's so funny, like watching all these people get so mad. I'm like, why does it matter? I don't care.
But I did say this morning, I was like, you know, rich people move differently. They do. Everything that Elon does is calculated. I'm like, this is for something else. But then I did say, I was like, but at the end of the day, I'm just going to use the app until I get banned or something. And then I can use it. What am I going to do? This is going to be everywhere anyway. But yeah, people hold in spaces and everything. Yeah, that's
Does it
yeah.
matter? I don't get it.
Because we live in a society now where everybody's just trying to figure out the covert, the move.
Yeah, I get. I mean, I feel like people need more going on in their life. Like they use like outrage as entertainment now. Like I don't have time to be outraged over what Twitter is called, like what logo is on Twitter. I don't have time. I have shit to do.
I know. Oh yeah, I know. Because then I had to even laugh at myself because I saw some memes. Like this one person had, the meme from The Office where the lead guy, I forgot his name, and he's like, "Oh God, it's happening, it's happening," and then like everybody's running.
Yeah.
Everybody about Twitter X this more. So I was laughing. I laugh at the memes. One thing I said, with World War III starts, the memes are going to be hilarious. I mean, this is the society we live in. So what you got planned, like this week, any other, I know you said you're going on a hypnotics stream on Saturday. Any other streams that we should know about?
Honestly, probably, but I had so many that I scheduled that I can't even remember.
You can't remember. Okay. Well, we'll see your face all over Twitter. I'm going to put Justin's, hold on. Justin Reloaded, your link. I'm going to put it on the, why can't I speak English there? I'm going to put it on the chat and I'm going to put it in the descriptions. All right.
I appreciate it.
They're going up. They're going up, boy. You are not playing.
No.
Dumping them out.
Yeah. we're going to start doing, I think, one short a day. And then I'll probably post that on Twitter too. Mm-hmm. And then 2 or 3 videos a day. Yeah. 2 or 3 videos, a short, and then 2 community posts a day.
Nice. Yo, I read this at work. Your little title, just a gay.
Just trying to protect myself,
Black LGBT ally, give it to me. I started cracking up. I like this banner. This is really nice.
Dude, the guy that does my graphics is so good. He's top tier. Yeah. Every time I want something, I'm like, hey, can you do this? They gets it done in 2 days, and it's just like I can't ask for any improvements.
Yeah, this is tight. This definitely is tight. Yeah. I'm going to put that on the chat. Hold on. So yeah, y'all definitely.
So if anybody needs any graphic design, let me know, and I'll give you to my guy because he's the best, and he's not that expensive either.
Yeah, he's really good. He blended all that in beautifully. Like I keep looking at it. Yeah, and then we also have Bring the Asteroid channel, guys. Like, don't forget to go check us out over there. I should put the link for that too. Hold on, let me pull that up. Even though we don't have, we gotta get. I made videos today, and I just don't like how they came out. So I have to go back and make them again because I don't know. I don't want to just put any old thing up there because we really don't have anything on the channel yet. But we do go live on Fridays. And we have a really good time. And it seems like people like the lives, though. They do watch the lives. I mean,
they got good views.
Of course they do, right, guys? Because, like, we're so awesome on the panel, right? So, yeah. So I'll put both on there for people to subscribe. And I'm going to put your link in the description. And you have a Patreon, right?
Locals.
Okay. That I'll have to fine, and I'll share.
You don't have to do all that. It's all right.
I know, because but still, like, no, what are you, listen, the reason why I'm doing are you kidding me? I'm not going to get in your pockets at all. But I remember when Jackson Hinkle got demonetized, he was like, like the video was almost like, this was his reaction. Like, I need help. You guys, please support me. Like, and I could feel it. And I was like, let me go sign up right now. Cause it's not right that they can just do that to people who really are producing a product, and there's just a lot that goes with it. I don't know. I just think that I think it's egregious. It's just terrible. It's just absolutely terrible. Yeah. That's not even a good enough word.
Yeah, I'm gonna earn it back though. I don't need handouts. I got it.
I know you are, but don't call it handouts. Like but people support. But I know you are. There's really people on YouTube who can like never get it back, but they figured it out with like Substack and they do other stuff or whatever. Because you have to
given my left pinky toe to get just demonetized and not my channel deleted. I wish.
Right. Yeah. I hear you. But you're not stopping, so I like that energy. That's
No, I'm not. It's still ramping up.
Nothing can stop you, and that's it. I know you said that tonight. I feel like just a relaxed night, but I know you said you're gonna get ready to go soon. I might do a little bit more about. Did you hear that we sent troops over to Syria? Did I say that already on?
No.
Huh? No? Yeah. We did that last week. 2,500 troops to Syria to go fight ISIS.
Nice. Still doing that, huh?
Yeah. But they changed their name to Islamic State. What the fuck? Whatever.
Oh,
but don't worry, we know where ISIS is. They're at the oil fields of Syria. And
how convenient.
Right. I wish I was joking too. They're at the Conoco, the Conoco oil fields. Hold on, let me actually still just bring this up real quick because it's just insane. Like, man, we wouldn't have to do this stuff if we were just energy independent at home like we could be. The U.S. has sent large military forces to Conoco oil field. The U.S. has taken offensive military action to occupy territories of nearby villages in front of Syria's oil fields. And this has been happening for years. Who was honest with us about that was Donald Trump. He's like, yeah, we go to Syria, we go there for the oil. He kept it real. And the difference between him, I think, and everybody else was he was trying to pull us out of Syria. Let me just, give this wrap up. He was trying to pull us out of Syria. And then we would have had, and he was drilling at home. We don't need to go steal other people's stuff. If you think about, we have our own, right? Okay. But they stopped them in every measure. And so there's still troops. There was already still troops, like 900 troops in Syria. And the Syrian president, I can't believe I can't remember his name after everything they did to that man. He said he wants them out. And instead, Biden sends more. And now you have Russia, Iran, and Syria kind of mobilizing over there. Something's going to happen. Something is going to happen. Somebody's going to get hurt. But then you have people lying saying there are no Americans in Syria. Like, come on, man. We got to stop with the lies. We do. We need to focus back on home. That's my thing. It's like we're being lied to constantly. There's all these neocons. Then I got to hear these people tell me that Ron DeSantis is going to come here and make a change. All of that. Like, like Tim Pool said today. Tim Pool's been killing it. I have to hand it to him. But he said, I'll take the best I can get. Yeah, Trump isn't perfect. Thank you, Jason. Bashar al-Assad. Yeah, Assad. Yeah. Tim Pool's not perfect. Yeah, he said, I'll take what I could get. Trump's not perfect, but he's still the best we could. He is. He's the best. Like, as far as his foreign policy, and this time I think he would come in as a bull and be like, nah, y'all not going to get me like the last time. Y'all not. But I don't know. So things are rising up, tensions rising up over in the Middle East. And this is why I didn't even talk about Ben Shapiro. So at least that much, right? But this is why sometimes I get mad at these big, like, conservative talking heads. Tell us about other things that are happening too. Like, you could talk about the Barbie, right? But what else is going on? I just feel like everything is just watered down on this side right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the Daily Wire. I talked about how everybody makes a choice on whether they want to just go the path of most money or they want to go the path of truth, and they pick the most money. And there's nothing like inherently wrong with doing that, but I just wish more people knew that that's what they were doing. And I think they buy out certain people that they think tell the truth a bit too much, like Matt Walsh. And I think that when Matt Walsh is done with the Daily Wire, I said in my video today, I think he's probably going to be like a real red pillar. I think he's really going to like wake a lot of people up. He's going to go down the path of truth and not care if he gets banned off YouTube and everything. I think, once that contract is over, I see him being completely different.
Right. Yeah. You just sent me something.
Yeah. It's just a video of
wow.
Shut up the thing.
Like, this. Yo, like, I'm sorry, God, Just one more time. I'm gonna run that back. Like, I'm standing. Like, dang. Wow, like I have to stop playing it because I really could watch this over and over again. It's a shame. I feel bad for the citizens. I feel bad for the citizens over there. They're getting ready to go through something. It's going to be bad over there. It is. That man took all that control like that. That's insane. Wow. But yeah, like you said, yeah, I think you're right. He probably go lay low. I don't know. Matt Walsh is probably biting his tongue to the point of bleeding. He has to do what he has to do. There's this other video. I don't know. I know you have to go. I was going to share of Mark Dice explaining how Jeremy Boring had bought out this conservative group for Hollywood and then like nuked it right after he
Somebody
got
else
it.
was telling me about that today.
Yeah. Mark Dice put that clip. I mean,
yeah.
Do you have time for the first 3 minutes or?
Yeah, I got like 5
because
minutes.
I'm not gonna play the whole thing. There's no need to play the whole thing, but it was fascinating.
Yeah, Matt Walsh just seems like the type of person that, yeah, it's probably killing him to not talk about the truth. Because it's just crazy how, yeah, I mean, it's wild how Matt Walsh and Candace Owens both put out that tweet that's a straight up lie about like where transgenderism originated and stuff like that. It's just not true.
It's like, but why say anything? Like,
took it up.
Hold on a second.
Everyone would, at least there was until fairly recently, and it's a fascinating story. I'll get into in a moment, but first, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new here, because you won't find information and analysis like this anywhere else. Everyone knows Hollywood hates conservatives, but not every actor is a flaming liberal. There are some conservatives in the industry, but they have to stay in the closet. Because of the increasing persecution of conservative celebrities, actor Gary Sinise founded a secret society called the Friends of Abe in 2004 to function as a support group, basically, and networking organization for conservatives in the entertainment industry. Abe refers to Abraham Lincoln, and at one time the group supposedly had around 2,000 members, including Kevin Sorbo, John Voight, Kelsey Grammer, and others. They used to meet once a month, and they would host a guest speaker like popular conservative pundits as well as Republican politicians. But when they filed for a 501c3 tax-exempt status in 2011, the Obama-controlled IRS demanded a list of their members in order to process their application, which is not a requirement for an organization to be granted a nonprofit status. It was during this same time that the IRS, which was run by Lois Lerner, was later to have found to have been discriminating against hundreds of conservative groups, especially if they had the words Tea Party in their name. After getting some negative press coverage for trying to find out the names of everyone associated with the Friends of Abe, and 3 years after filing their initial application, the IRS reluctantly approved them as a 501c3. But just a few years later, in 2016, after Jeremy Boring, the co-founder and CEO of the Daily Wire, became the executive director of the Friends of Abe, the leader, he announced that he was dissolving the organization in its current form, citing the supposed costly infrastructure and was going to change the way that they approach events logistically. And rumors flew that there was a split in the organization caused between Donald Trump supporters.
I'm going to summarize it for time, but they said that the rumors flew that there was a split between like people who supported Donald Trump and obviously people who are never Trumpers, such as Ben Shapiro. And there was like this split, but then now Mark Dice, he is connected to Hollywood, and he says he's asked around, like he's like they don't do the Friends of Abe anymore. No, it had like it's been gone. Like that's not a thing anymore. It's a wrap basically for the Friends of Abe, which that's insane. Like, damn, why? You know, it just makes you wonder, like, what was that for?
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
I
don't know. I would have to watch the whole video and like see more. I don't know.
Yeah, watch the whole video whenever you get a chance. Mark Dice is pretty good at breaking stuff down, but yeah. So, well, I'm gonna let you go. I know you gotta go, so yeah. I'm gonna wrap up with some more war talk, but I'll be talking to you soon, and you say whatever you want to say before you leave.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody who's been subscribing to the channel and supporting on Twitter and everything like that. Once again, if y'all want to find me, it's Justin Reloaded right now. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody who subscribes and supports the videos over there. And I'll talk to y'all soon. See y'all later.
All right, Justin. Thank you for coming through. All right, guys, let's do some more war talk, and then we'll wrap it up because I did plan on going to I did plan on going till about 11, at least close to 11. That was nice, Jason. You said he likes his takes. Yeah. Jason, do you have a channel, Jason? Who is this in your picture anyway? I'm just like asking other questions. All right, so let me see. I have so many different things up. The Tommy Tuberville. Have you guys heard of Tommy Tuberville? Tommy Tuberville is a senator from. Wait a minute. Did I share it on the screen? No, I didn't. Add to stream. Yeah, Tommy Tuberville is a senator from, I think it was Alabama. Don't quote me. He's been holding up military nominations because there's this. So when Roe versus Wade was overturned, it didn't cancel out abortions. People still have their abortions, okay? But some states have their guidelines on abortions to up to a certain time or whatever, and people might have to travel to another state. It is funny how they report that like it's some sort of bizarre thought to do something like that, to travel to another state. First of all, it is a bit much, right? But people have been doing that for years. Like, that's not a new thing. Anyway, but Joe Biden, who's like, so, him, he's authoritarian, whatever. When that happened, he told the Pentagon to come up with an emergency plan for people to get abortions. It's weird. So the Pentagon, General, who was it? Lloyd Austin, came up with a plan that service women could have up to 3 weeks off if they get abortions, and we would pay for them. So, first of all, what? Like, no, I don't want to. It is insane what they do with our money, with our tax dollars. But Austin, he said, no. So this senator here, Tuberville, is like, until y'all reverse that plan, that policy, I'm not gonna. I guess he's not like voting on nominations, and it's holding up the whole process, which to me, I don't think is that much of a terrible thing. I just hope that he's okay, because these people, they need to get their wars going. So he's really holding up a lot for them, and they're starting to get antsy. But he's a one-man show holding up the process so that they overturn their policy. And I'm very curious to see how far this is going to go. Like, are they really going to overturn their policy? Like, I can see it happening. And if that does happen, one Republican senator was able to make a big change, if it does happen like that. So don't tell me that changes can't be made and things can't be done, like when one person can take a stand and make a change happen. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen with that. Let me see. Let me go to the home. I'm trying to see what else we have here. A few more things. Oh, here. You know what? I know what I'm going to end with. I'm not even going to try to go any further than this. I'm going to show you. If it's still here with me, we're almost done. We're almost done. I was going to talk about Carlee Russel tonight. That is not going to happen. That's a whole long story. So we are just going to have to put that for tomorrow. Not tomorrow. For sometime this week. Maybe Thursday night. Maybe, yeah. Anywho. 166. DeSantis is a good governor. But I am tired of Ron DeSantis supporters trying to make it seem like he's perfect and that he went against Fauci and he didn't want the jab or whatever. I just want you to listen to this.
6,000 a week. For example, Lainsley, last week, the full week, Monday through Sunday, we did 405,000 shots. And so I'm now doing more shots in a week than I'm getting replenished for.
Meanwhile, this is January 22nd, 2021.
And so if we don't start to see increases in the supply, then you will actually see fewer vaccines done on a daily basis.
12 seconds later.
He's a World War II veteran. He's 100 years old. He's had a remarkable career of service to our country and to the state of Florida. He was a state senator here. He knew Charles Lindbergh. He knows Buzz Aldrin, Joe DiMaggio, presidents from Truman to Reagan, and he's an American hero. He's 100 years old, and he's got the opportunity now to get the vaccine. So we're excited.
Many months later.
Funny. It is not even funny, right? Like, I feel bad that this man ended up dying. Well, I mean, he was 100 years old. We can't say that it was a jab. We can't say that, of course. That's not the point that I'm making. I just shout out to Scott Trump for making this video, because I just think that it's a perfect video. Okay. Here's the thing. I always have to hear from DeSantis supporters, oh, Trump is the grandfather of vaccines and he pushed the vaccine. No, yeah, well, that's what DeSantis is doing here. The problem is that there's a lot of people who are looking at this election as if it's a normal election. Jason, you're fun. I think, please hang out with me a little bit more because you got me dying. Wait, what did you say? He was like, I poured out the crumbs from an empty box of Cheez-Its for Carlee earlier tonight. Like, isn't that insane? We'll come back to that real quick. I'll talk a little bit about it. Roll up that sleeve, yeah, man. So that's DeSantis, and people look at this election and they think that it's just a regular election. But I'm going to share another my guides, okay? When it comes to geopolitical analysis, there are none to me like these two. This is the Duran.
Seditious conspiracy, which, from what I understand, is going to be their way of canceling him from running for president. That's how they're trying to maneuver this. Okay, so you have that going on. You have these IRS whistleblowers who are giving testimony to Congress, and they're detailing how the Biden DOJ, as well as the IRS, they protected Hunter Biden.
So we have all that kind of evidence. Like, these people are saying that they protected Hunter Biden and everything, and they're going after Trump. So this is what he's recapping everything that, like, these indictments on Trump and just how it looks like they're targeting Trump and protecting Biden, which obviously that is what it looks like. I'm going to move over to minute 5, and so you can hear a different take. These people are analysts. I have to stop. Analysts. They're not here to be the best, have the best take with the most engagement. No, they're analyzing geopolitical affairs.
Republicans do.
Yeah, well, he carries on. What else can he do? I mean, that must be what he does. He uses with his lawyers. He takes every conceivable legal device, I think, to keep these cases going until beyond the November election, and fights hard to win the Republican Party nomination. And what do the other Republicans do? Well, I'm going to say straightforwardly what they do. They have no choice but to back Trump, in my opinion, because if they don't, then, of course, they're creating a disastrous precedent for themselves, because it means that the Justice Department, which it's not quite clear who controls the Justice Department. I mean, look at the way in which the Justice Department went after Michael Flynn, for example.
The
contrast with the way they're dealing with these allegations against Hunter and other people. I mean, the contrast could not be greater.
So you hear what he says. He brings up Mike Flynn, a person who I bring up all the time too. And they say Trump didn't drain the swamp. He didn't drain the swamp. And it's like, yeah, well, how could he, when his right hand, who would help him, who knew where exactly the quote swamp was located, where all everything that was being done in the dark, where exactly it was being done, they got rid of him in 2 months. Like the FBI went and started investigating him, and they threatened General Mike Flynn, his children. So who was going to help? I don't know who's in the spots. I don't know anything about the swamp. If I go in there and I say I'm going to drain the swamp, well, I'm going to bring, General Mike Flynn with me, or I would bring Colonel Douglas McGregor. But if they're gone, I'm going to be like, well, now that we know better, I'll probably be like, now everybody fired. I mean, but really,
if the Republicans don't back Trump, then there's every reason to think that sooner or later, this legal machinery that has been created will come after them too. So there's no choice now than to close ranks behind Donald Trump. And of course, there's some rhinos who quietly would like to see Donald Trump taken down and probably wouldn't mind seeing Biden reelected. But other Republicans, the mainstream of the Republican Party, I think they need to understand that the stakes now are becoming incredibly high, because if this lawfare operation succeeds, then the implications for the future of the United States are absolutely catastrophic.
Absolutely catastrophic, yes. And sometimes it takes for somebody else from another country to remind you what's going on in your own country. Like, this is not a game about, oh, Donald Trump just wants attention and he keeps crying about being arrested. No, don't you get it? Like, okay, like it is the precedent that's being set. Like, if this can be done to him, then the next time there's somebody, maybe a DeSantis, who people like, and we want to vote that person in, well, they could do that with that person. They could set any kind of precedent. Donald Trump made a phone call to Ukraine when he was president to ask what was Joe Biden doing with his son over in Ukraine, and they tried to impeach him for this. Joe Biden's DOJ is indicting Donald Trump over I don't know what January 6th conspiracy. And they're going to do the case in Washington, D.C. Well, how do you think? Is he going to get a fair trial? Of course not. Of course not. This has not been done. That's the part that people keep looking past. It's not about Trump. It's about the fact that literally they're using lawfare against a potential a front runner, you could say, for the president, a candidate for presidency that people want to vote. So they are in fact meddling with elections, and they are in fact taking your right to vote for the person that you want to vote for. It'd be one thing if we saw footage of Donald Trump holding a pistol or something and letting it off or whatever. That's different. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like, oh man, well, I don't know why he did that. That's crazy. He gotta go, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about classified documents. And by the way, Joe Biden took classified documents when he was vice president. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. I have to hear, quote, conservatives almost tee-hee-hee giggle about the fact that Donald Trump could possibly go to jail without understanding the implications that it does to your country. It is not, again, about Donald Trump. It is about your country. This is not Haiti. But it's starting to feel like it is. So just a little wrap up of what they were saying. I want to show you guys Vivek.
So I would suggest, if I was advising Ron DeSantis, for example, that I think his correct move at this point is to end his campaign, to back Trump for the Republican nomination, and perhaps discuss with Trump what position he might conceivably want to have, if that is what he wants, in a Trump administration. But I would certainly not continue with this Republican battle anymore, because we've now moved beyond that.
We've absolutely moved beyond that. And what he just said, somebody who's supporting DeSantis is going to say, he has the right to run for, he has the right, and he's still running for president. He's still running for president. He's not going to back down. But me, I don't know, man. Like, if I know that what they're doing to one person, they could do to me, let's bring back even to talk about even like Justin. Justin had his channel and they nuked his channel for no reason. We can say for no reason. So people are coming together and they are retweeting his tweets. They're promoting his channel. You know, we're all extending a hand. Even if I didn't know him, I would still retweet his tweets and everything. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they can do this. I would even do that for Anomaly. Okay. Like, because I always say when I talk about Anomaly, right? I think that he has amazing talent. I do. And I think that he connects with his audience. It's just sad to me that there's a dark cloud over Anomaly. And I don't care what nobody says, like, because he's like too jaded, or I don't know what the word is, whatever. Anyway, so I always have some sort of criticism of his takes. So that's why I'm bringing that person, because I really think they could be much better in their messaging. But anyway, but if they nuked his channel for no reason, I would be here like, oh no, y'all, we got to rally the troops. Like, you can't do that to somebody. You can't. So that's what it's about. It becomes more than just like, oh, but he was annoying anyway. No, I would never, even a leftist, unless you were talking about like doing like harmful things to children or something, but you know what I mean. Provide your own laws. You know what I mean? But I would never sit here and be like, wow, he was getting on my nerves all the time. He was talking about Trump and I'm not going, no, they took him off. No, guys, because it could happen to any one of us. So we have to stick together. Everything else is it goes to the side, you know, it goes to the back. It doesn't matter anymore. And one final point that he touches on.
Alternatives such as Donald Trump or other people to win either a nomination of a political party or, heaven help us, the presidency. They essentially want to control the election process. It's as simple as that. And can I just say something?
And the fact is that how is it that somebody over in the UK can remember that? He, you know, a lot of other countries. So I go on Twitter Spaces. I go on Twitter Spaces like I'm talking about NPCs right now. No, I'm not addicted to Spaces, but I do like going on Twitter Spaces. And so I get to talk to people from a lot of different countries and people who are in the Middle East or people who are in the UK. And they ask me like, you know, or people in Germany, and they ask me like, what's going on with your country? Like, what is going on? Like, there are people who are looking to America like, yo, man, like, what do they sleep at the wheel? What we represent is a different kind of liberty. Well, I'm hearing the kind of tyranny that's happening in other countries now. Don't get me wrong. We are only two steps ahead, because it will happen here. It sounds a little bit not crazy, but it's like it's unfamiliar to me, because we have a constitution, we have a real constitution that they keep circumventing. That's why this election is important. That's why it's not just about Donald Trump and his narcissistic ego. This can affect what happens to him, can change the trajectory of our country.
There's a theory which I've seen in the British media, not so much in the American media, that this is all being done by the administration, by the Justice Department, to ensure that Donald Trump does get the Republican nomination, because you see, he's supposed to be less electable than Ron DeSantis is. Don't believe it for 1 microsecond. This is not about ensuring Donald Trump gets the nomination. It's to prevent him doing so.
It is. And Alex Christopher will go on and ask, like, well, how do we know that he's going to do anything any different? When he was there, he didn't get that much done. And Alexander McCurse is very honest to say that we don't necessarily know, but I'd like to think that because he's already been through it and everything that's happened to him, he should go in a different way. And that's the point. I don't know that he's going to do everything that I want him to do, that he needs to do. But I also don't know that about DeSantis. And the difference is, Trump's been in there. And the difference is, again, this is not a normal everyday election. And there's some people, and I'm not talking about conspiracy theorists, which I hate using that word because you call me one, right? But there are some people who are level-minded, calm people who are like, I'm not sure if we're going to have an election. Like, that's how they're thinking. Now, I still think we're going to have an election. I just think that they're going to try to circumvent it in any way possible. You know, when Nancy Pelosi said, by any means necessary, Donald Trump will not have a second term. by any means necessary. So now we're not doing political campaigns anymore. So whoa, what's by any means necessary? And you have people calling Vivek Ramaswamy, they call him like Donald Trump's wingman for this.
This is my commitment on January 20th, 2025, if I'm elected the next U.S. president, to pardon Donald J. Trump for these offenses in this federal case. And I have challenged, I have demanded that every other candidate in this race either sign this commitment to pardon on January 20th, 2025, or else to explain why they are not. And I will tell you something. It's going to be difficult for those other candidates to sign this letter. The reason it's going to be difficult for them is the same reason it's difficult for me. The donor class has been calling every Republican candidate and telling us to stay away from this.
Wow.
Not to touch it from a 10-foot pole. Not to keep your distance away for Trump. That is what the donor class is telling us. That's what they're telling the other candidates. I refuse to abide by being a disciple of the donor class. This is my commitment.
You hear that? You
on
heard
January
that. So,
20th, 2025, if I'm elected the next.
So you heard that. DeSantis supporters absolutely hate, okay, not all of them. And I know, I only know really like two that are kind of normal. They don't like Vivek Ramaswamy. They call him Trump's wingman because I guess this point that he made. One thing about Vivek is there are many comments that, oh, he doesn't mean what he's saying, but he's still saying it. He's still saying it. That I have to give him that. He's still saying it. Because the other ones, the other ones, they may not mean what they're going to say, but they're not even going to say it. They're not even going to say it. And for him to even stand up there and say, they're going to have a problem committing to this, like me, because the donor class is calling us and telling us to stay away from him. You hear that? And I didn't even know he said that. I'm waiting for the thing because I know I'm lagging. Like, this is really annoying that StreamYard does this to me. Like, oh God. So, oh, come on. Just want to see if I'm. Hello. I guess it's working a little bit. I don't know, man. This thing gets stupid sometimes. I never lost sleep about my retirement when Trump was in office. Now it's every other night. Lost faith in doctors, the police, and elections in 2020. Generally wonder what will roll out in 2024. I know. I don't know either. Well, all right. For your first part about that, you see what you just said? I never lost sleep about my retirement when Trump was in office. That's the point that I made on Twitter. All of this talk about woke, which is very important to talk about. Marxism, the communists that are taking over our country. But people are really thinking about their pockets for real. Like, and that's why when I'm told Trump can't win the general, I'm like, you're crazy. I hear a lot of people say, I had more money in my pockets when Trump was president. Okay. And then, and I'm sorry to even like hear you say that, right? Like it's not right. Like, and what started us on this point when Biden became president was destroying affordable energy, was canceling our at-home drilling. Then the energies, once you start with killing affordable energy, then everything else just rolls right behind it. As far as elections in 2024, my thing is this. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm still moving like we're having free and fair elections. And I mean that in a sense that I'm still coming up with a plan to do grassroots, like knocking on doors, because I do believe he's going to win the Republican primary, knocking on doors, seeing people at the barbershops, whatever I got to do, and telling them like, oh, where's your mail-in ballot? Like, fill it out for Trump. Here, I can, yeah. I'm still going to move like that. And it has to be, I said this before, it has to be, the way it has to be done, it has to be done with vigor to a point where so many people voted who knows that they voted for Trump, that if anything else happens, it's like at least 90% of the country like, wait a second now, because even I voted for him. That's how it has to be. It has to be that kind of a landslide. It does. Because then if something else happens, then most people are going to say, even I voted for him. This is weird. And it can be done. It can be done. You just have to remind people about different things. Money. That's really one of them. But war, we were never like, come on, man, we sending more troops to Syria. It's insane. It's just insane. I'm trying to see one more thing because we got the people who, I'm telling you, and I was on the DeSantis space. And, you know, there's a lot of people who are nice on these spaces, but I couldn't believe somebody said, I could not believe. And it was a pretty much a prominent host who was like, really, America, though. I mean, guys, we don't have to worry about Vivek Ramaswamy because, you know, we still haven't even had our first female president. The country is not ready to vote in someone named Vivek Ramaswamy. I could not believe I said, what? I was like, oh my God, like, what? How? I was like, first of all, I was like, that's racist shit. Like, I was like, and we voted a guy named Barack Hussein Obama. Like, so Vivek Ramaswamy really doesn't sound that foreign at this point. That's how they think. And look at how I was kind of shocked too. Even we still haven't had our first female president. They found out you're all into identity politics way more than you should be. Let's just see one more thing, and then after this, if you strike the swamp strikes back. Trump did this country a great service. He rolled the log over. Now I'm bringing the pesticide. Last week I offered unprecedented detail on the mechanics of how we will shut down the deep state, and we're just getting started.
Company that I built from scratch. I've had thousands of people reporting into me. I understand that if somebody works for me and I can't fire them, that means they don't work for me. Right? That means I work for them because I'm responsible for what they do without having any authority to change it. So I'm not going to run the executive branch that way. It will take that outsider, and Trump brought that. But it will also take a leader who has a first personal understanding of the Constitution and the laws of this country.
So, you know, his message is definitely, it's straightforward. It is. It's straightforward. And people could bring up a lot of other problems with him, but to me, it's straightforward. I'm trying to think. He goes everywhere. He talks to everybody. Oh, Ian Miles Chong. Vivek Ramaswamy says he believes it's wrong to kill animals for culinary pleasure. What do you think?
I'm a vegetarian, okay? I don't eat meat because I believe it is, in my tradition, morally wrong to kill animals solely for culinary pleasure. There are conditions in which it would be fine to do it, but if it's just for my culinary pleasure, I'd rather not.
So why is this even a conversation, Ian? Like, why? Like, that's part of his culture. A lot of Indians don't eat meat. It's weird. Like, some of the stuff these people bring up is like, oh, he doesn't eat meat. The man was on the Breakfast Club. It's insane. But it was this one particular, I'm trying to see if I could find this girl who just always has something to say, but I probably can't. I'm about to get ready to wrap this up, but yeah, this is from, sorry. All right, it's just going to, people tweet so much. It's just crazy. All right, we're about to wrap this up anyway, guys, because tonight is, you don't eat animals just for culinary pleasure. You also do it because it's healthy. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not, don't get me wrong. Hold on now, Jennifer. Because I'm going to eat a nice little steak now. Okay? I don't have a problem tearing up a juicy steak now. But what I'm saying is that that's probably part of his culture. So why did Ian Miles Chong feel like he's bringing, because he doesn't like him either, by the way. So, and for Ian Miles Chong to be all the way in Indonesia, wherever he is, because he's not in America, you know that's how different cultures are too. So stop it. And yeah, and Indian restaurants have some tasty veggies, and they also have some tasty meats too. They make a good goat They do. They make a lamb sack. They do make a good lamb sack. Also, not everyone can afford a vegetarian diet that covers various nutrients. Yeah, you're right. General, you're right about everything you're saying. I think you're just having a conversation with somebody who's talking about how he eats, you know? But I'm not, and again, I'm not threatened by Vivek though. Like, you will see Ron DeSantis supporters, the ones who talk about him in a bad note like that. Girl, let me see. I have to find it. It's because they're threatened. Her name? Yeah, I didn't think so. Because they are threatened by him. I have no need. I'm not even going to come at Ron DeSantis. Like, I have no need to come at anybody that's running. I don't feel threatened. I don't feel threatened for Trump about any of them. So I don't know. It's not here. I was trying to find that clip with a girl. She was calling him. She's like, he's his wingman and da da da, whatever. Anyway, all right, I'm about to get ready to. I keep saying that. You see, I'm still looking. People tweet so much. Like, they tweet so much. Yeah, it's not gonna show up now. All right, that's all right. But anyway, the point is, that's a non-issue though. Drill, baby, drill. Right. Like, we're not worried about, we're good. We like Vivek. I mean, he's cool. I definitely think Trump should put him on the cabinet when when he becomes president. You know, find a little spizz out for him. But we're not threatened by Vivek, and I wish him anything but, you know, success. I mean, this guy too, real quick though. I mean, like, I have to give credit where credit is due. He's 37 years old, and I think he's already a billionaire. Like, bro, like, whoa, like, have me over here like, damn. What did I do? It's like, no. And yes, he's a CEO of a big pharma company. I hate when people say big pharma. We have pharmacies. We have medicines. People take meds. I'm not trying to minimize anything, but this isn't anything new. So to attack a person for being a CEO of a drug company, I mean, okay, I don't know. You could attack me for giving the pills. So, anywho, thank you everybody who came through. This was fun. It's like I said, it's been a slow news week. I'm going to parse out this live and then make the episodes with this. I think I feel much better with the live than I do with like my independent episodes, because I was a little too animated earlier this afternoon. So I'm back down. I don't know what it was about. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But the content on this channel has been slowly rolling out. But it's also too because I'm preparing for the fall season that's coming. And we also have Bring the Asteroid channel, which is, we're rolling stuff out with that. So things are happening. The fall season is going to be great. It really is. I think everybody who comes through, my friends, Jason General, who's holding it down with me on the chat. Thank you again for coming, and I'll see you guys at the next live.